Well, the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, the aforementioned committee, says that extending Trump's tax code for 10 years will cost between $3.9 to $4.8 trillion. David McIntosh is the president of Club for Growth. He joins me now. David, I don't understand why they can't get it in their head. They can't account for the fact that tax revenues have actually increased by 48% since the code was enacted in 2017. That far surpasses the rate of inflation. They all predicted it would cost money. It didn't. It made money. Why are they still on that same record? It's like the old skipping record. They can't stop the skip.
No, exactly. They continue to have the Eeyore approach towards economic forecasting rather than a dynamic approach that says when we keep these Trump tax cuts in place, it'll continue to unleash economic growth, dynamism, and new innovation that will create more of an economy, a bigger economy, and therefore more tax revenues for the government. But if they want to, on paper, make it look like it's balancing out, there's an easy solution to that, and that is to cut all of the Biden tax subsidies and tax increases and replace those with extending the Trump tax cuts.
Oh,
that'll
I
create
love that.
Economic growth without putting the government thumb on the scale in favor of certain
That's
things.
a great idea,
Yeah.
but I can't stop talking about their predictions because eventually they make these predictions and then they just forget about it. They are now predicting that the corporate tax cut, of course, Trump says that we should lower the corporate rate down to 15% from the current 21% for those companies that make stuff here. But look what happened. Corporate tax revenues surged after, in Trump's first term, they lowered the corporate tax rate from way over 30% down to 21%. 91% was the increase in corporate tax revenues after that tax cut was made. So again, supply side economics, it's not just this wild theory from a couple of crazy people like Art Laffer, but it's been used by JFK, by Ronald Reagan, by Donald Trump's first term. It works. You lower rates, you increase economic activity, and you end up with more tax revenue. Why don't they get it?
They just refuse to understand because they want to take more revenue out of the system so the government can control how it's spent and how it's used. In addition, what we found with those corporate tax cuts is corporations shared that benefit with its employees. Very significant pay raises occurred, sometimes one-time bonuses, but in addition, long-term pay increases.
Great point.
And Americans desperately need that to recover from the Biden inflation.
Absolutely. David, we got to leave it at that, but I could go on. You bring up terrific points about all this. Wonderful to see you. Happy holidays,
Great
David McIntosh.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.